All right, Reid, let's talk about running backs here. Najee Harris is the most expensive guy on the board at 7,800. Where are you going to go for this?
Yeah, I don't know if Matt caught the sweat on Sunday, but my hot take was Tennessee's defense outscoring Trevor Lawrence in that like 4x. I think their defense went 21 points. Trevor Lawrence only like single digits. So that scares me a little bit. I'm actually going in that same game because I do think there is some leverage there. James Robinson, please, for the love of everything that's holy, at $5,400 against Houston. We saw Rashad Penny get a resurgence and look like a running back that we want to roster moving forward. In Seattle, and James Robinson, he has to get more touches. He's the best player on that team. And maybe Urban Meyer is no longer there midweek. I don't know. Who knows what's happening in Jacksonville? If that's the case, I think James Robinson against Houston on this weird slate where you see a guy like Najee Harris be the most expensive. I think 5,400 is someone in that range that you can project at least, I think in my rational mind, that he's going to get the lion's share of those carries.
All right, Matt, what do you think? Where are you going to go for running back?
Yeah, Reid's stealing my notes over here. That's the pick I like, James Robinson. And yeah, especially if this is the game where people want to attack the passing games, and James Robinson has had 2 bad games in a row, maybe that scares people off. Although if they're going to get scared off by that, they're probably getting scared off by the entire season that Trevor Lawrence has had. So just the caveat of we don't really know what people are going to want to do yet with the Jaguars. There's a lot of narrative related things around Urban Meyer, and I'm not really sure. But either way, James Robinson, massive upside for 5,400. Another guy that I don't think anyone's going to play this week is Joe Mixon, and I don't necessarily like the spot for him, but 7,200 is a price tag he can beat. Like, you just need him to get a couple touchdowns, just a bit of red zone variance that breaks his way. Hard matchup and everything, but like I think Mixon this week could be 3% or less in terms of ownership. So I don't think you're finding another running back with a lot of upside that no one's playing. Mixon's probably that guy this week.
All right, Geoff, whose salary sticks out to you at running back?
Yeah, I mean, running back there's a lot of, moving parts this week. Kind of the same, just maybe the whole slate is like that, I think, from top to bottom. I'm going to go with the cheap guy, too. I mean, Donta Foreman at 5,200. I realize this has become like just a running back by committee, but Foreman is, to me, look like the best running back for Tennessee, like by a long shot. The other guys really just aren't doing much. Foreman also with the bulk of the carries over the last couple of games for Tennessee as well. And I think the big thing here is matchup. I mean, the Pittsburgh Steelers defense has just been, it was just shredded by a guy who like basically couldn't lift one of his arms last week. So I think Foreman to me is in a spot here where, he could certainly get off. I mean, Tennessee, it's a projected close game, but I mean, I do think the Titans are the better team here. And, realistically, as much as I'd like to talk about Sony Michel, we can't really necessarily just to peeve Reid off. But as much as I'd like to talk about Sony Michel and the Rams running back situation, it's something we obviously have to wait on until we get Darrell Henderson news. So, whoever starts for the Rams, or if Michel starts for the Rams again, he's going to be an extremely good value in that range as well.